Hey people, Colonel Crank here. Just wanted to record a quick video about my reactions to the Nintendo Direct. I know I'm a few days late, but work got in the way, so I didn't have time to make this video till now. But I just wanted to put this out there and put out what my thoughts were. Overall, it was really, really good, and not only was it really good, it's probably one of the best directs Nintendo's had, which I did not think I'd be saying this late into the console's lifespan, the Nintendo Switch's lifespan. Starting off of a new Mario RPG, and not just Mario RPG, but Mario and Luigi. I thought this series was dead after Alpha Dream closed down, and I figured Nintendo might have lost interest in the Mario RPG. It didn't fit with their more homogenized, safe version of Mario that they've been pushing for the past few years. But between this game and Thousand Year Door, it really seems as if Nintendo is I don't know. I don't know what the term would be. I guess unleashing. Yeah, I guess unleashing the series and letting it be a little more creative, which is really exciting. And not only is this a new Mario and Luigi game, this is pretty much feels like something Alpha Dream would have done. It's got a beautiful 3D art style. The gameplay looks like a perfect 3D translation of what the Mario and Luigi games were doing on the old handhelds, and it has fun and unique original characters as well. This is everything you would want out of a new Mario and Luigi, and I'm shocked that Alpha Dream didn't do this, and which makes me think that maybe they picked up some previous Alpha Dream employees to make this. I certainly hope they did. And I'm certainly glad to see that Nintendo hasn't given up on this series. It's ultimately just really cool to see the Mario Luigi RPG series and the Mario RPGs in general just return for passion. Ooh, excuse me. And not only that, it's coming out this year too, so we won't have long to wait for it. A lot of the direct was also a lot of, I wouldn't say filler, but a lot of smaller third party games that I didn't have a huge amount of interest in. I'm not one of those people who thinks Nintendo consoles should be only Nintendo games. Nintendo does need good third party support, but a lot of the third party ports here were either really kind of rough looking, such as Stray, or just stuff that looked kind of okay. Like Farmagia looks cute. I don't know if I'm going to check it out. There's that one game towards the end that seemed to be from this Danganronpa dev, where it's a tower defense game about a school that fights monsters. Bizarre, but okay. But I will say, of all the third party games in there, probably the most exciting was easily that Marvel vs. Capcom collection. I would have figured after MVCI, the bridge was so badly burnt between Disney and Capcom, that the Marvel vs. Capcom series wouldn't have come back. But here they are. Not only do you get MVC2, but you get X-Men versus Street Fighter, you get Marvel superheroes, you get the Punisher beat 'em up that Capcom made, which was just completely random, and I actually forgot that Capcom made that. For the longest time, I keep thinking that's a Konami game like X-Men. But no, it's just insane that they brought that back, and I'm so glad that they did. Fingers crossed that this does lead to an official MVC, I guess 5 because of Infinite, or maybe they'll skip it and do MVC 4. I'm hoping that they do another game and that this sells well enough to facilitate that. But it's just really cool to see Disney and Capcom on the same page again, and to see this long dormant series come back and to have something new MVCI. And as for other third party stuff, there was also the Miles Edgeworth collections, Ace Attorney Investigations. I've never been a huge Ace Attorney fan, but these games always look visually beautiful. They have sharp writing, and from everything I've seen of them, they really are interesting and clever games that I will one day have to try. So I'm glad that these are coming to Switch, and I'm glad that the Switch is slowly becoming the one stop shop for the Ace Attorney series. I'm glad for fans of Ace Attorney, and I hope this does well. Capcom has been on a roll supporting the Switch, both with new and old titles alike, and both of these collections are just really big wins in my book. There, and speaking of ports, there's also a port of Donkey Kong Country Returns, which I know a lot of big DK fans are kind of disappointed by, and I understand it. It's been a decade since the last game. I'm disappointed it's taken this long for a new Donkey Kong Country game, but this late into the Switch, I kind of felt that a new Donkey Kong wasn't going to come, and that if a new DK is happening, it's probably being saved for the next system. And I have literally been asking for years for a definitive version of Donkey Kong Country Returns, something that runs at 60 FPS like the Wii version, but has the extra levels and the easier mode that Monster Games implemented into the 3DS version, and that's what they're doing. So I personally can't get too disappointed. I'm glad that this game happened. And I'm glad that we are getting something Donkey Kong out, especially considering that the theme park is going to be next year. I wish I didn't have to wait till January for it. I really wish it was an August game, but for what it's worth, it looks good. It seems like it's gonna play good. It's Donkey Kong Country Returns. Donkey Kong Country Returns is an excellent game. I've beaten that multiple times on both Wii and 3DS, so happy to give it another go. Let's see. There's also what else was there? There's a new 2D Zelda, and hey, the twist is you get to actually play as Zelda, and it has the Link's Awakening's art style again, which I've seen some people really up and down on the Link's Awakening art style. Me personally, I absolutely love the model diorama feel. It's adorable, it looks really cute, it's very distinct, and so I do kind of hope it's the style for 2D Zelda going forward, and I'm glad that Echoes of Wisdom used it. The idea of playing as Zelda in a 2D Zelda is, I think, kind of fun. Honestly, when there was rumors that this was going to happen, Papa Gino's gave a quote unquote hint about this a few weeks ago, and when it happened, I did kind of figure it would just be another Four Swords or Triforce Hero scenario where you would play as Link and Zelda, but they have identical abilities and the focus on the co-op. But no, instead, this is giving Zelda her own unique abilities and really focusing on the wisdom part of her character by making it more of a puzzle game, which I appreciate. I do have to question whether or not the quote unquote echoes will actually feel good to play using game. They seem like a fun idea, but it feels like that could get very clunky swapping between so many echoes at once, especially for combat. Where if a moblin is chasing you, and then you have to summon an echo to fight it, or summon a rock echo to throw it at it, that might get a little bit confusing, or not confusing. That might not be something you can do just like that and just get something to attack the enemy. You won't feel as immediately. I'm trying to find the words here. It's not going to be as immediately easy as just swinging a sword, and so I do kind of wonder if that's going to be a pain. But we'll see how that goes. I really hope this game gets a demo or something because I would like to try it out, and it looks good so far. Trying to think of what else was in the direct. There's not really. That's the crazy thing. It's not even that this was a direct with a whole lot of announcements. This was a direct that was mainly just here's a bunch of really cool announcements. Here's Mario and Luigi. Here's 2D Zelda. Here's Marvel versus fucking Capcom. Here's Donkey Kong Country Returns. It feels as if it was trying to just give a little bit of everything, but it really didn't need that much. It was just here's just every little Nintendo corner filled. Here's a few fun third party things, and we're out. But the importance of those, the importance of seeing Mario and Luigi come back, the importance of seeing Marvel vs. Capcom come back, the importance of seeing Donkey Kong come back, I really think is what hit the nail on the head for this direct and why it was so important and why it was so much fun. And speaking of games coming back, the big coup de grace of the direct being Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which, my god, I genuinely did not think we were going to see this game. I didn't think we were going to see it because I just felt, yeah, no, Metroid Prime 4, it's probably been moved to the next console. It's probably not going to come out on the Switch, and here we are. And not only is it coming out on the Switch, it looks visually gorgeous. It looks great on the Switch. It seems to run well. You can really tell this that they picked up some Halo art designers for this. There were job listings a while back that seemed to hint at that, and it definitely shows in the final product. Even Samus's visor looks a little more detailed and reminds me a lot of Master Chief's visor, that almost honeycomb design in the glass, which I don't say as a bad thing. I think Halo has cool art design, and so applying that to Metroid, I think, is a great decision. We see more of Psylocke. He seems to be the big villain, so we are continuing on with that stinger from the end of Prime Free, and also technically Federation Force. People forget that he was in that too. But seeing Prime 4 again, finally seeing that game show up after so long, just it's incredible. It's incredible to see that game return and know that it's coming next year, or at least it's slated for next year. We'll see if it actually comes. Is insane in my book. So good on that. Good to see that direct. Honestly, yeah, this was a direct that I think there wasn't a lot of expectation going in, and it really blew those expectations away. And again, it wasn't even necessarily a lot of games. Like, it wasn't rapid firing games, but the fact that we got more new games than expected for the end of the year. And again, the importance of those games cannot be under stress. I'll have to do like a full scripted video for this, but Mario and Luigi, Marvel vs. Capcom, Metroid Prime, Donkey Kong, just seeing these series that have been so dormant and so forlorn return in some form or fashion, I think is really what pushes this direct over the edge and makes it one of the best. So that's just my quick initial thoughts. Again, I will try to get a more scripted, more kind of more informed video out on this. This is just kind of a quick thing to fill space and to get my thoughts out there. Probably a little bit messy. I am recording this at like fucking 2 a.m. in the morning, but I just want to get this out there, share my thoughts. This direct was really fun. Oh, before I forget, Luigi's Mansion 2. A lot of people are shitting on this game. A lot of people are saying it doesn't look that great. I'm weirdly excited for it because I actually do have a lot of kind of nostalgia for Luigi's Mansion 2 back when it originally released on the 3DS. I used to play that game all the time. I used to love the scare scraper mode where you would collect different ghosts. Like, that was a ton of fun, and I'm looking forward to revisiting that on my Switch. It doesn't seem to have a lot of new bells and whistles necessarily, which I kind of would have wanted. Like maybe some new ghost to capture, or maybe something that links it closer to free. Like maybe you could catch like a Helen Gravely or one of the ghosts from free as like a special mission. But it does just kind of seem to be, here's Luigi's Mansion 2, it's on Switch. But not every re-release needs those kind of bells and whistles, and even just having that game on there, especially with the 3DS eShop no longer being a thing, it's nice to be able to just grab Luigi's Mansion 2. So, yeah, not much to say. Great direct. Really looking forward to seeing some of these games and playing some of these games and doing videos on them. Um, Again, sorry, this was a little rushed and a little kind of rustled as a video. I kind of just made this to get my thoughts out. But that's about all. Colonel Crank out. See you soon.